Today, we're going to talk about when is a good time to add on a new service to your offer suite. About 2 sessions ago, I talked about to niche or not to niche, right? In order to know who you should be selling your services to and what services to sell. So this episode or this session, I'm going to talk about, okay, you have been in the business for a while, and a while, it doesn't need to have a specific time frame. It could be 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. When should you start considering altering your offers, okay, your offer suite? In this case, adding a new service, okay, adding a new service to your offers so that now you can provide your service to a bigger range of people. Before we think about offering an additional service or add on an additional service to your current existing offers, for instance, if you are an event planner, you have always been doing corporate events, okay? Now you want to add on a service which is doing corporate events for non-profit organization, okay? Because when you're planning events for non-profit organization, they heavily focus on sponsorships and also selling event tickets. Whereas when you do a traditional corporate events, it's more about just planning the event and managing the event budget, okay? If you are a wedding planner, you are thinking to maybe now you feel confident to take on non-wedding related events, okay? If you are an event decorator, you took some floral classes recently and you want to add on this floral design into or floral decoration into your existing offer suites, which your existing offer suite could be just doing backdrops, but now you can do floral as well. All right. So just to give you some examples. Now, I am sharing the reason why I am doing this particular topic was because of my conversations with some of the event prof in the field when they told me that they are taking classes from XYZ event prof, learning to do this new skill that they want to be able to offer to a group of target audience, okay? And when they share this with me, my very first red flag was this new skill that you're learning is so far away from your existing offer suites, okay? Existing offers that why are you so I asked a few questions like, why are you learning this new skill? Like, what do you want to include? Why? Okay, so the question here is, why do you want to include this new service into your offer suites? Okay, you have to ask yourself why. There could be a few good reasons. The reasons that were given to me was there's no right or wrong, okay? I just want to be clear about this. The reasons given to me was they no longer gets the joy of doing the services that they're offering now. They no longer enjoy doing whatever they're offering now, okay? So they want to completely get rid of their existing offer suite and offer something else. Okay, that's fine. They have already tried it and they didn't like it. So they want to go to a completely different route, which means you have a different target audience. Okay, if this new service does not align, or this new service that you're offering is not exactly the type of services that your current clients do. Let me give you one example. All right. So if you are a high-end wedding planner, everything is custom. Okay. Everything is custom made. And your clients have always been a high-end client. Okay. but it's very taxing for you because you feel like it's a lot of hand-holding and it requires a lot of your time, and you're on site and you're tired pulling all these hours, okay? You'll be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. The money is good, but oh my God, I'm so tired. So you decided to take a class on how to do digital invitation. So you go to a design class to learn how to create digital invitation cards. Okay? Well, because the teacher who sold this package to you said that all you need to do is stay at home and learn how to use Canva or this software, that software, and then you can create this custom, okay, digital image or custom digital card that you can just give it to your client and then have them print it. So you don't even have to do anything. You don't have to be on site, and all you need to do is this digital card. And I'll be like, okay, do you enjoy doing that? Do you like this new service? She said, and this event prof told me, yes, I find that learning a new skill is great. And I also enjoy the whole process of learning how to do this. Okay, then I asked her, then do you think that your existing clients that you have been servicing all these years will want this service? The answer is no, because they are used to speaking to a professional invitation designer where they have a showroom and they can go through the design aspect with the client and then pick the paper, etc., etc. Not to say that with this new service that you are going into, you have already designed everything, and they can actually take this design and go to the designer, go to the invitation designer and say, hey, I want this, can you print this? It's possible too. But I also know that with a high-end client, they only want to talk to one person. They want to have that one person to coordinate everything, okay? So for me, it's a misalignment of your target audience. Okay, if you're still trying to sell your new service to these existing clients of yours. So if you say, no, I don't want to deal with these existing clients anymore, I'm just going to sell everything online, put it on Etsy. So I don't want to need to have to build all this personal relationship, be on the call, be on site. No. So, okay, sure, no problem. It's still a viable business, because I will tell you myself that I have actually contacted people from Etsy to create, I tell them a theme. I want a Papa Pig theme invitation card for when Mia was like 4 years old. And they gave me a few options. And I said, okay, this is a picture of Mia and this is the words that I want. And then they created a digital card for me. And then I didn't even print it out. I just sent out the digital card to everybody. So, okay, so you can see it's a completely different type of clientele. It is not your high-end clientele who wants to have actual invitation cards, okay? They will want to save money. This type of clientele is want to save money, all right? Save time, just like everybody else, but more about saving money. So it is not speaking to your existing clients. So that means now your marketing strategy, okay, will be completely different. Okay, will have to be completely different from what you have been doing all these years. Now you're no longer talking about high-end. You're talking about like cheap, okay? Now you have to change all your marketing spiel and tell them that I don't do this anymore. I'm only doing this. Now, can you speak to two audience? Yes, but it's a little confusing, okay? Then you start attracting cheap people, and your high-end people is like, okay, you do this and you do this. So now your attention is diverse. So your attention is split between high-end and low-end. So the next question I ask when they want to add this service is because they don't want to do the existing service anymore. They want to add this new service. I said, do you want to make the same money like how you were making with these existing clientele that you had, that you say that you were very tired? Says, yes, I want to make the same money and more. I say, okay, let's do the math. All right. How many do you need to sell for this low-end service? Okay, creating digital cards. How many clients do you need to sell in order to make the $5,000 to $10,000 profit that you make for every single event that you plan? How many? If Etsy's marketplace is selling it at $5 for the digital art, or $25 for the effort, okay? $50, let's call it this way because it's not 50, it's definitely less than that. So That means if you make $5,000 for every event that you did, okay? So now this new service, you are charging $50. So 5,000 divided by 50, you need to sell it to 100 people. Now, where are you going to find 100 people? Okay? In the past, you have already built up the momentum. Speaking, you have the marketing spiel all buttoned down, and you're getting leads, right? And you get repeat clients. So now you have to go find brand new 100 clients, okay? Selling this low-end product that you have to sell a lot more in order to make the same profit. So I'm not saying not to add on new services, but you have to understand why you're adding on the new services, okay? And does the money make sense? Is the financial decision, does it make sense to add on this new service? Okay, so when personally, I think the best time to add on a new service, I'm going to use my own business as an example. All right, M2 Hospitality has always done corporate events, in-person corporate events, Fortune 500 in-person corporate events. Okay, that's what we have always been doing and still doing. All right, and the last 2 years, we are in business for 12 years, mind you. The last 2 years, I have decided to add on a new service. And the new service is to provide event strategies and, of course, event planning for ticketed in-person events for 6 to 8 figure coaches. Okay? In the past 10 years, okay, past 10 years, I did not do this new service. I only do event planning for Fortune 500 in-person events. No ticket pricing strategy. No, nothing of that nature. Okay, in-person events, but corporate events, not ticketed events. Last 2 years, I added on this new service. Why did I add on this new service? It's just not because I got bored. I got bored with planning events for corporations. Yeah, so at some point I was, but the money is too good for me to give up. So I would just want to be honest with you. The money is too good for me to not do that. Okay, it doesn't take a lot of my time, and the money is too good for me to give up. So a lot of times I plan and I don't execute. I hire somebody else to execute. So happy medium. Okay, but the last 2 years I added on event strategy and planning for ticketed in-person events for coaches. Why? Because first, I know I'm very good at it and I can do it. Okay. Second, I also feel a lot more fulfillment when I do this for the coaches, because I see the content being taught, I see the people coming in and the transformation they get immediately when they come to this event. And I also help the coaches, who is also a small business owner like me, to triple their income for every ticketed in-person event. Sometimes not even triple, sometimes they 10x. Okay. So I feel so fulfilled because I know that I have a hand in helping them 3x, 10x their profit because of this in-person event, because of my ticket pricing strategy, because of my existing knowledge of contract negotiation and event planning and event budgeting. So I leverage my existing skills and I add on a new service. I did not add on a new service because I'm sick and tired and I want to abandon my existing services. No, I add on a new service that also leverage my existing skills. Okay? Now, the next question I ask myself is, by adding on this new offer, how is the time and the profit compared to doing corporate events? What's the ROI? The ROI has to be at least the same, if not more. Otherwise, why would I even bother to add on a new service that's going to suck away my time, my energy, and my money, right? It doesn't make sense. So you should only add on your offer when you have a very clear idea that you no longer want to do whatever you're doing, clean slate, rebrand, and start talking to a new audience. And then you have to ask yourself, this new service, is it going to suck away my time, my money, and also my energy, or is it going to give me more time, more money, and energy? You have to ask yourself this. Is it going to leverage on my existing skills, or do I have to learn a completely new skill set talk to a completely new market, how long is it going to take me to learn and execute and make back the same amount of money that I used to make? You have to ask yourself that, okay? So you cannot take on a new service because you dislike something. You can, but your timing has to be right. You have to do both at the same time so that you don't sacrifice whatever you're already making, even though you hate it. You need it to pay your bills, okay? In the meantime, learn a new skill, build your new audience, all right? And then slowly fade out from your existing current suite. And you just tell your clients, I no longer do this anymore, okay? Just like I told my attorney clients, M2 Hospitality used to do a lot of trial stays for law firms. We completely phased out that service, and I'll only do it for very few special clients that have been working with me for many, many years, and they want me to do the trial stays for them. But I completely phased. I don't talk about it anymore. I don't advertise it anymore because I no longer find a lot of joy, and the ROI is not 100% there, okay? The ROI is not on par or better than my other offer suites. So I completely phased that out, and then I continue with my corporate planning. Then I add on the new offer suite, okay, which is the ticketed in-person event. So to know when you should add on a new offer, you have to ask yourself, does this leverage my existing skills? And then I just need to learn a few more skills. Does it still speak to the same audience? If it doesn't, then you got a lot of work ahead of you. Does it give me the same amount of money, if not more, or ROI when I include these new services compared to my existing current suite? So these are the questions that you have to ask yourself, okay? This is probably an episode that you have to either watch or listen to it a few times and really sit down and ask yourself all these financial questions and also emotion questions, because at the end of the day, if you add on a new service, it has to have sustainability and it needs to continue to bring you joy. Otherwise, you're going to repeat the same episode after a year or two and say, I don't want to do this anymore, because you didn't really give it much thought when you decided to add this on. Okay? All right? So now, time for CTA, which is call to action. Again, every time after every episode, okay, I always ask you to give me a rating, 5-star rating only, okay? Give me a review and to share this episode either through YouTube or through to hit the subscribe through YouTube or to subscribe to my podcast and share among other business owners or in the event in the event industry if it resonates with you. And last but not least, if you really want to learn how to build a business, a thriving events business, all right, make sure you go to the show notes and check out my Unstoppable Eventrepreneur book that I wrote, okay? This book gives you chapter by chapter how to structure your business, how to market your business, how to sell your services, how to close clients, and also teach you about finance, okay, how to know your numbers, how you evaluate your relationship with money, your energy, what it takes to build a successful business, okay? So make sure you go to the show notes to check out the book. You can get it on Amazon in different versions. And I'm very sure that it will give you an idea what's the next step to do if you want to expand your business, all right? Or even start your business, all right? Thank you, everybody. Talk to you again next week.